All right, so today we're diving into something that I think is going to be super relevant to a lot of you out there. How successful products actually scale into, thriving companies.
Right.
We've got this fascinating Harvard Innovation Labs video. It features a seasoned venture capitalist.
Yeah.
And he shares some pretty incredible insights, let me tell you.
Yeah. And it's interesting because he really highlights, the difference between product market fit, which is that initial hurdle that, most startups are really focused on.
Right.
And what he calls the company gap.
Oh, interesting.
So it's that crucial bridge between, having an amazing product and actually building a sustainable business.
It's like you could have the best cookie recipe in the world.
Exactly.
But if you don't have a bakery, those cookies are going nowhere.
They're not going anywhere.
100%.
And the best part is this expert actually shares a story about his own company.
Oh, wow.
And, they had deals with Walmart and Best Buy.
Big names.
Yeah.
Huge retailers.
Huge.
And they still struggle to cross that company gap.
Really?
Isn't that wild?
It is. It really highlights that, success isn't guaranteed.
Right.
Even when you have those major distribution channels in place, you need that rock solid plan for sales, marketing, pricing strategy that actually, makes sense.
Makes sense, totally. And then he goes on to use YouTube as an example.
Oh, that's a good one.
I mean, they were massive.
Yeah.
Even before Google acquired them, right?
Right.
But their business model wasn't sustainable until they figured out how to monetize with advertising.
Right. It's a perfect example of how even, the most brilliant product can fail if you don't have that solid strategy for reaching customers and crucially, generating revenue.
Yeah, generating revenue. That's the name of the game, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then he dives into some hard data about how company spending actually shifts.
How interesting.
As they mature. So, early on, it's all about product development.
Yeah, you have a lot of engineers, maybe a lean marketing team.
Right, exactly. And then as the company grows, the majority of spending flips.
Oh, wow.
And it goes to sales and marketing.
Really?
Like it completely flips.
That's wild.
I know.
That's fascinating.
It blew my mind.
So it's like developing your product is like planting a seed.
Yeah.
But sales and marketing are the sunlight and water that actually help it grow into this thriving tree.
Oh, I love that analogy.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Thanks.
And he even throws out some industry benchmarks. So for a mature software company,
okay,
he says the ideal ratio is 60% of spending on sales and marketing.
Wow.
And only 20% on product development.
Really? Crazy, right?
That is mind-blowing.
It's huge.
It really emphasizes why you need to design your product, not just for market fit, but for go-to-market fit from the very beginning.
Interesting.
It needs to be easy to sell, easy to use, and it needs to provide that clear, immediate value to the customer, right? And he actually has this great acronym for it.
Oh, does he?
SLAP.
Okay, I like it already.
It stands for simple, low initial cost, instant value, and plays well in the ecosystem.
Oh, that's great. I like that SLAP.
I know it's catchy.
It is. It's very catchy.
So the SLAP framework is all about, minimizing friction in that initial adoption process. You want to make your product as enticing and as accessible as possible, especially to that, early customer base, that minimum viable segment. Okay, so give me some real world examples here.
Sure.
He talks about a company called Aperia.
Okay.
It's a payments analytics company. And get this, they onboard clients during a phone call.
What? I know a phone call.
During a phone call.
That's amazing.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, talk about instant gratification. That's incredible.
So it's like a perfect example of product-led growth in action.
Absolutely.
The product itself becomes the primary driver of customer acquisition and expansion.
I love it.
And then remember, plays well in the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Can mean different things.
Right.
So sometimes it's about seamless integrations with other platforms.
Yeah.
Other times it's about forming those strategic partnerships.
Right.
He mentions Klaviyo, the SMS marketing platform, and they skyrocketed to unicorn status.
Wow.
Largely thanks to their partnership with Shopify.
Oh, wow. That's a great example.
So what's important for you to consider is how your product can either become an indispensable part of an existing ecosystem,
right,
or even create its own through strategic alliances.
Exactly. And that's what's so fascinating about this whole thing.
Yeah.
Is that there's so many different ways to approach it.
There are.
Yeah.
Now, before we move on, I have to bring this up, this whole conversation about go-to-market fit and the company gap. It really got me thinking about how crucial digital marketing is.
Oh, absolutely.
For businesses today.
It is these days. It's not enough to just have an amazing product.
Right.
You have to be able to reach your target audience effectively.
Yeah.
And that's where having a strong digital marketing strategy is key.
100%. And speaking of digital marketing, I know you've talked about DreamSoft Technologies Canada before.
I have. They're amazing.
They seem like a one-stop shop for all things digital marketing.
They really are. They offer a whole suite of services, from website development to mobile app development.
Wow.
Video editing, social media management, you name it, they do it.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And they even handle things like Google and Facebook ads.
That's huge.
Landing pages, email marketing, even logo design.
Wow, it sounds like they could be a real game changer for businesses looking to bridge that company gap.
Oh, absolutely. If you're looking to scale your growth, DreamSoft Technologies Canada is the way to go.
All right, great tip. And for our listeners out there, don't forget to subscribe to The Deep Dive for more insights like this.
Yes, definitely subscribe.
We're always digging into the latest trends and strategies to help you succeed in business.
Absolutely.
Now let's get back to our deep dive.
Picking back up on that idea of product-led growth, the expert in the video, he really emphasizes how crucial it is to design your product in a way that encourages users to organically spread the word.
Right. It's like building in a word-of-mouth engine.
Basically, think about products like Dropbox or Zoom. Their early growth was largely fueled by users inviting their friends and colleagues.
Right.
And it's so powerful because it's based on genuine recommendations from people who actually love the product.
It's like having a built-in marketing team working for you 24/7.
That's exactly what it's like.
But how do you actually design for that?
Well, you need to make it super easy for users to share their experience and invite others.
Okay.
So think about features like referral programs, social sharing buttons, and, an onboarding process that's so simple and intuitive, it practically sells itself.
So it's not just about building a great product.
Right.
It's about building a product that's designed to be shared. That makes a lot of sense.
And the expert also stresses the importance of focusing on your minimum viable segment.
Okay.
Or MVS, especially in those early stages.
Yeah.
It's about identifying that specific group of customers who are most likely to benefit from your product.
Right.
And really honing in on their needs.
So instead of trying to be everything to everyone, you're finding your niche.
Exactly.
And dominating it.
Precisely. It's about carving out that space where you can prove your concept and gain traction before scaling to a wider audience.
Makes sense. So I guess it's kind of like validating your idea in the real world before going all in.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
And he suggests talking to as many potential customers as possible in those early stages. He calls it guerrilla customer research.
Guerrilla customer research.
I like that.
It's about really getting out there and understanding their pain points firsthand.
Okay. It sounds intense, but effective.
It is. And by talking to these potential users,
you gain insights into, what features they truly value, how much they're willing to pay, what their biggest challenges are.
So it's all about gathering that real world feedback to validate your assumptions.
Exactly.
And make sure you're building something people actually want.
Right.
Speaking of understanding your product and how it's perceived, the expert also brings up this interesting black and white framework.
Oh, yeah. This is a good one.
Tell me more about this.
So this framework helps you assess the perceived value of your product along two dimensions, how obvious the need for it is and how critical or aspirational it's perceived to be.
Okay, give me an example.
Sure. A smartphone, for instance, is both blatant and critical.
Okay.
Meaning the need for it is obvious.
Right.
And it's seen as an essential part of modern life.
Makes sense.
On the other hand, something like a luxury fashion item might be more aspirational and less critical. It's not a necessity, but it holds a certain status or appeal.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this framework could be really useful.
Yeah.
How does it apply in the real world?
Well, he uses the example of VR headsets.
Oh, interesting.
Initially, they were seen as, this niche gaming device, more aspirational, less critical.
Right.
But as VR technology advances and finds applications in fields like healthcare, manufacturing, even military training, it's becoming more blatant and critical.
So understanding where your product falls within this framework can really shape your go-to-market strategy.
Absolutely. If you're selling a product that's more aspirational, your marketing might focus on highlighting its exclusivity or status symbol appeal.
Right.
But if your product is more critical, you'll want to emphasize its functionality and problem-solving capabilities.
It's all about understanding the psychology of your target customer.
Right.
And positioning your product in a way that resonates with their needs and aspirations. Now let's talk about pricing strategies.
Yes.
That's a make or break element for any product, right?
100%. And the expert suggests incorporating low initial cost strategies.
Okay.
Like freemium models or free trials to reduce friction and encourage people to give your product a shot.
It's like that try before you buy approach that's so common in the software world.
Exactly like with LinkedIn, for example.
Yeah.
The freemium model allows users to experience the basic functionality for free.
Right.
While offering premium features for a fee.
That makes a lot of sense. It allows people to experience the value before committing to a purchase.
Right. And speaking of value, the expert also talks about the importance of demonstrating instant and ongoing value.
Okay.
It's a key part of that SLIP framework we talked about earlier.
So it's not enough to just have a low initial cost.
Right.
You need to prove that your product is worth their time and money.
Exactly.
Right from the start.
You need to overcome that inertia of switching costs.
Right.
Maybe that means providing a proof of concept during a sales call, like Aperia does with their payments analytics platform, or offering a free trial that showcases the product's key features.
Right.
It's about delivering on those promises quickly and making that value tangible.
And another smart strategy is to build features into your product that actually self-prove value.
Oh, I like that.
Right.
Tell me more.
So think about things like analytics dashboards or progress trackers.
Okay.
It's like giving people a clear visual representation of the benefits they're getting.
Exactly. It not only showcases the value, but it also provides users with a sense of accomplishment.
Right.
And encourages them to keep using your product.
Now let's move on to that final element of the SLIP framework.
Okay.
Playing well in the ecosystem.
Right.
This seems particularly important in today's interconnected world.
Oh, it's crucial. And this could involve, integrating your product with other popular platforms like Klaviyo did with Shopify.
Right.
Or it could mean forging strategic partnerships that give you access to a wider audience.
Right.
Or enhance your product's capabilities.
He actually mentions TetraScience.
Oh, yeah.
It's a cloud platform for life sciences.
Okay.
And they built their entire business model around integrating with this complex ecosystem of research devices and software.
That's amazing.
Right. They became that central hub for data collection and analysis in the life sciences industry by understanding and leveraging their ecosystem.
That's a great example.
So for our listeners who are thinking, okay, this is all great.
Yeah.
But how does this apply to me?
Right.
What are some key questions they should be asking themselves?
Well, first, they need to understand the ecosystem their product operates in.
Yep.
What other tools or platforms are their target customers already using? Are there opportunities to integrate with those tools? Or partner with companies that serve a similar audience?
Partnerships can be such a powerful growth lever, right?
Oh, for sure. They can give you access to a wider audience. Right. Increase your brand credibility. And even open up new distribution channels.
But I imagine there are potential pitfalls too, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Like choosing the wrong partner could backfire?
Definitely, partnerships need to be carefully considered.
Yeah.
For example, partnering with a reseller might mean you have less control over the customer relationship.
Okay.
But it could also get your product in front of a much larger audience more quickly.
So it's all about weighing the pros and cons.
Exactly.
And choosing partners that align with your overall business goals.
Precisely. It's a collaborative effort.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to seek out those who can help you achieve your vision.
Yeah, it really does sound like, building a successful company, it's a team sport.
It is. You need a great product. You need that solid go-to-market strategy. And you need those right partners to help you scale.
Yeah, and even if your product isn't software-based, I think these principles still apply.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. The key takeaway here is to think beyond just the product itself.
Yeah.
It's about understanding that whole journey from development to delivery and ultimately, to scaling a sustainable business.
Exactly.
So whether you're a budding entrepreneur with, a game-changing idea or a seasoned business owner looking to reach that next level.
Right.
These insights from the Harvard Innovation Labs video, they can provide some serious guidance.
Absolutely. Remember, success isn't just about, building a great product. It's about building a great company.
Yeah.
And that takes careful planning, a deep understanding of your target market, and a willingness to adapt and evolve as your business grows.
It's like that famous quote, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Right, exactly.
You got to be ready to roll with the punches and adjust your strategy as needed.
Absolutely. And part of being prepared is having the right tools and resources in place. Speaking of which, we talked about Dreamsoft Technologies Canada earlier.
Yeah.
They seem like they could be a real asset for businesses who are looking to, step up their digital marketing game.
I was just thinking that they offer such a wide range of services.
They do.
From website and mobile app development to video editing and social media management.
Yeah.
It seems like they've got it all covered.
They do. They even handle things like, Google and Facebook ads, landing pages, email marketing, even logo design.
Really?
It's like having a whole team of digital marketing experts at your disposal.
It sounds like they could be a real game changer for businesses looking to bridge that company gap.
Oh, for sure.
And achieve sustainable growth.
Absolutely.
So for our listeners out there who are ready to, take their business to that next level.
Yeah.
Dreamsoft Technologies Canada is definitely worth checking out.
100%.
And of course, don't forget to subscribe to The Deep Dive for more deep dives into the world of knowledge and business success.
Definitely hit that subscribe button.
We'll be back next time with another stack of sources and a fresh perspective on a new topic. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.